Dmitry Bivol isn't just a champion. He's a calculated destroyer, dismantling elite fighters with surgical precision. Opponent after opponent steps into the ring, full of confidence, only to be systematically broken down, their attacks neutralized, and their hopes shattered. His speed, his footwork, his IQ. It's like watching a master chess player who punishes every mistake with ruthless efficiency. Every jab is a move, every counter a checkmate. But while Bivol is ice-cold inside the ropes, outside the ring, that's a different kind of elite. When he's not outclassing world champions, he's cruising in a Rolls-Royce Ghost, a sleek Porsche 911 Turbo, or a roaring Mercedes-AMG G63. From high-stakes fights to high-end cars, his life is a masterclass in dominance, both in the ring and beyond. Before we step into the ring with one of boxing's fiercest gladiators, make sure to hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and drop a like, because this story isn't just about boxing. It's about the price of greatness and the life it builds. Let's dive in. Born into a unique blend of cultures and histories, Bivol's journey to boxing greatness began long before he ever stepped into a ring. His father, originally from the Moldavian SSR, and his mother, an ethnic Korean born in the Kazakh SSR, eventually settled in the Kirghiz SSR after completing their studies and marrying. It was there, in the city of Tokmak, Kyrgyzstan, that Dmitry Yuryevich Bivol was born on December 18, 1990. From a young age, his life was shaped by movement and adaptation, a theme that would carry over into his boxing style. At just 11 years old, he relocated with his family to Saint Petersburg, Russia, where his passion for the sport truly took hold. He quickly proved to be a prodigy in the ring. As an amateur, he dominated his weight class, culminating in a gold medal victory at the 2013 World Combat Games in the 81 kilograms division. His technical precision, footwork, and defensive mastery set him apart, making his transition into the professional ranks inevitable. By 2019, he had claimed the WBA light heavyweight title, super version, beginning a reign that would stretch until 2024. But his hunger for greatness didn't stop there. In February 2025, he achieved what few in boxing history have, becoming the undisputed light heavyweight champion, holding every major belt, including the IBO and the prestigious Ring magazine title. His dominance wasn't just about collecting championships, it was about defying the odds. In 2022, after a series of remarkable performances, he was crowned Fighter of the Year by the Ring magazine and the Boxing Writers Association of America. His resume boasts an achievement that few can claim. Bivol became the only boxer in the four-belt era to defeat two reigning undisputed world champions, cementing his place among the sport's elite. Standing at 6 feet tall and competing in the 175-pound division, Bivol combined size, speed, and tactical brilliance, making him one of the most formidable fighters of his generation. Outside the ring, his success has translated into financial triumphs, with an estimated net worth of $10 million as of 2025. Major brands like Everlast, Monster Energy, Nike, and Hublot have backed him, and he's earned massive paydays, including a career-high $10 million for his highly anticipated showdown against Artur Beterbiev in October 2024. His rise in the boxing world was not a sudden explosion, but a carefully crafted masterpiece of discipline, skill, and unwavering belief. From his earliest days in the sport, it was clear he was something special. His amateur career set the foundation for what was to come, a dazzling showcase of technical brilliance and natural talent. He didn't just win, he dominated, capturing 2 world championships at the junior level and earning a bronze medal at the 2008 IB Youth World Boxing Championships. By the time he reached the Russian National Championships, he had honed his craft to near perfection, claiming titles in both 2012 and 2014. His staggering amateur record of 268-15 was more than just a collection of wins. It was a statement. The boxing world took notice, and expectations soared as he prepared to enter the unforgiving realm of professional competition. When he made his professional debut in November 2014, he wasted no time proving the hype was justified. His first 6 opponents never saw the final bell, each falling victim to his calculated aggression and surgical precision. Though his home was in Saint Petersburg, he knew that to refine his skills, he needed the best training partners in the world. Southern California became his battleground outside the ring, where he sharpened his craft against elite sparring partners like Igor Mekhantsev, Jean Pascal, and Vyacheslav Shabransky. His hard work paid off in May 2016 when he stepped into the ring against the unbeaten Felix Valera for the interim WBA light heavyweight title. It was a test of both skill and composure, and Bivol passed with flying colors, systematically dismantling Valera over 12 rounds to claim a unanimous decision victory. With a championship belt around his waist, Bivol quickly made it clear that he was not just another talented contender. He was a force to be reckoned with. He ran through opponents with an efficiency that bordered on the mechanical, stopping Robert Barrage, Samuel Clarkson, and Cedric Agnew in identical 4th-round TKOs. When WBA super champion Andre Ward retired and regular champion Badou Jack vacated his title, Bivol was elevated to full champion status, an honor he wasted no time defending. In his first official title defense, he unleashed a brutal first-round knockout of Trent Broadhurst, sending a chilling message to the rest of the division. But champions are not truly tested until they face adversity, and Bivol's defining moment came in March 2018 against Sullivan Barrera. The Cuban challenger was regarded as his toughest test yet, and early in the fight, accidental head clashes opened cuts on Bivol's face, forcing him to adjust. Where lesser fighters might have faltered, Bivol adapted, methodically breaking Barrera down round by round before finishing him with a devastating right hand in the final frame. The CompuBox numbers told the story of his dominance. Bivol landed 31% of his punches, while Barrera connected on just 12%. His reputation as a clinical technician was cemented. More challenges awaited, and his adaptability was put on display in his next defenses against Isaac Shalemba and Jean Pascal. When an injury to his right hand threatened to derail him against Shalemba, he seamlessly adjusted his approach, relying on his left hand and defensive prowess to secure victory. Against Pascal, he returned to full power, controlling the fight with his signature right hook and precise combinations. It was the final boxing telecast on HBO, and Bivol made sure his performance was one to remember. In January 2019, a pivotal moment in his career arrived. Seeking global recognition, he signed with the streaming giant DAZN and secured a promotional deal with Matchroom Boxing USA. This move opened the doors to an even wider audience, particularly in the UK, through Sky Sports. His first fight under the new banner came against the dangerous Joe Smith Jr., a power puncher known for his ability to end fights in an instant. Bivol's ring IQ was on full display as he neutralized Smith's offense, surviving a scare in the 4th round before cruising to a dominant decision win. The sheer disparity in numbers painted a vivid picture. Bivol threw 714 punches to Smith's 395, outlanding him 208-39. Then, the world came to a standstill. The COVID-19 pandemic kept him sidelined for nearly 2 years. But when he finally returned in May 2021, he resumed his dominance against Craig Richards at Manchester Arena. Though he won convincingly, Richards' late-round success exposed subtle vulnerabilities, an opening that a more aggressive opponent could potentially exploit. Determined to silence any doubts, Bivol followed up with a flawless performance against Umar Salimov in December, re-establishing his grip on the division. And then came the moment that would define his career. On May 7th, 2022, Bivol stepped into the ring against boxing's biggest superstar, Canelo Alvarez. Despite being a plus 400 underdog, he remained unfazed, sticking to his game plan with unshakable confidence. Behind a crisp jab and impeccable foot movement, he dismantled Canelo's offense, turning what many expected to be a coronation for the Mexican icon into a boxing clinic. Though all 3 judges controversially awarded Canelo the first 4 rounds, Bivol left no room for debate, sweeping the final 3 rounds to secure a unanimous decision victory. The boxing world was stunned. Bivol had just taken down the sport's biggest name, and he had done it with composure and ease. The victory catapulted him to superstardom. But instead of a highly anticipated rematch, Canelo chose to fight Gennady Golovkin instead. Bivol pressed forward, returning to action in November 2022 against undefeated Gilberto Ramirez, 44-0. Many expected a cautious approach, but Bivol surprised everyone by fighting aggressively, forcing Ramirez onto the back foot and tiring him out early. A dominant, unanimous decision victory further reinforced his reputation for tactical brilliance. Calls for a unification bout with Artur Beterbiev grew louder, but boxing politics and geopolitical tensions complicated negotiations. After undergoing hand surgery in early 2023, Bivol returned in December to dominate Lyndon Arthur, dropping him with a body shot en route to a 120-107 shutout decision. Then, in June 2024, an unexpected twist set the stage for one of the most highly anticipated fights of the year. Scheduled to face Beterbiev for undisputed status, Bivol instead faced last-minute replacement Malik Zinad after Beterbiev withdrew due to a knee injury. Bivol wasted no time, securing his first stoppage victory in years with a ruthless sixth-round TKO. With Beterbiev finally recovered, their long-awaited showdown was rescheduled for October 2024. The fight was everything fans hoped for, a tactical chess match between two of the division's best. Bivol, always calculated, became the first fighter to take the relentless Beterbiev the full 12 rounds. But it wasn't enough. Beterbiev's raw power broke through just enough to leave visible damage, and the judges awarded him a razor-thin majority decision. Unwilling to accept defeat without a second chance, Bivol and his team filed an appeal with all four sanctioning bodies, pushing for an immediate rematch. The request was granted, and on February 22, 2025, Bivol stepped into the ring once more, determined to rewrite history. This time, he fought with even more precision, dictating the pace with superior hand speed and movement. His patience paid off. As the final bell echoed through the arena, the tension was palpable. The fighters stood motionless, their bodies bearing the marks of battle, their fates hanging in the balance. Then, the announcement came: Dmitry Bivol had done it. In a performance defined by precision, resilience, and sheer will, he had conquered the seemingly unstoppable Artur Beterbiev, stripping him of his aura of invincibility and etching his name in history as the undisputed light heavyweight champion. With talks of a trilogy bout looming, his story is far from over. But no matter what the future holds, one thing is certain: Dmitry Bivol has etched his name into boxing history, a master of the craft, a conqueror of champions, and now, the undisputed king of the light heavyweight division. His personal life has been a journey filled with love, sacrifice, and controversy, mirroring the highs and lows of his boxing career. In 2013, after a 7-year romance that began with a fateful meeting on a flight, he married Ekaterina, the woman he had long considered his greatest supporter. Together, they built a life centered around their two sons, Myron and Nikon, who became the heart of Bivol's world. For years, his family stood by him as he carved out his legacy in the ring, celebrating his victories and enduring the grueling demands of the sport. But as the pressure of his career intensified, cracks began to form behind closed doors. After 16 years together, their marriage came to an end in August 2023, unraveling in the public eye with allegations that painted a far more complicated picture of the champion outside the ring. Ekaterina accused Bivol of emotional and physical abuse, igniting a firestorm of controversy that extended beyond personal heartbreak. The divorce became a bitter legal battle, with disputes over child support payments adding to the turmoil. As his private struggles spilled into the headlines, Bivol's professional momentum slowed. His focus split between fighting in the ring and defending himself outside of it. Despite these challenges, his roots remained an unshakable part of his identity. Beyond his own ambitions, Bivol found purpose in giving back. Understanding firsthand the struggles of young athletes with limited resources, he became actively involved in philanthropic efforts, supporting underprivileged communities in Kyrgyzstan and Russia. He contributed to initiatives that provided boxing equipment and training facilities, helping aspiring fighters chase their own dreams. His commitment extended beyond sports, as he also took part in charity events aimed at funding children's education and healthcare, believing that the values of discipline and perseverance could change lives just as they had shaped his own. Yet, even as he attempted to move forward, his past continued to haunt him. In the build-up to one of the biggest fights of his career, a high-stakes unification bout against Artur Beterbiev in October 2024, his ex-wife publicly revealed details about his alleged injuries. The revelation, whether intentional or not, became a potential advantage for his opponent, adding an extra layer of tension to an already heated rivalry. As he prepared for battle, he found himself once again fighting on multiple fronts, forced to balance the weight of his personal life with the demands of his profession. Through it all, he remains a figure defined not just by his triumphs in the ring, but by his ability to end. His life outside the ring mirrors the discipline and precision that have made him a dominant force inside it. Unlike many athletes who indulge in the glitz and glamour of fame, he prefers a more private, focused lifestyle, meticulously crafting every aspect of his daily routine to maintain peak performance. Fitness, nutrition, and mental preparation are the pillars of his existence, ensuring that every move he makes, whether in training or competition, keeps him at the top of his game. When he isn't refining his craft, he finds solace in the quiet moments with his family, cherishing the rare opportunities to unwind and recharge away from the public eye. Although he keeps much of his personal life discreet, it is known that Bivol resides in Indio, California, a location that offers him the perfect balance between rigorous training facilities and a peaceful retreat. The details of his home remain largely undisclosed, but given his growing success and multi-million-dollar fight purses, it's no surprise that he enjoys a comfortable and well-appointed residence, suited to a world champion. While he isn't one to flaunt his wealth, Bivol has a refined taste for automobiles, favoring a mix of classic luxury and high-performance machines. Among the most notable in his collection is a vintage Rolls-Royce, a prestigious gift from the president of Kyrgyzstan, symbolizing his impact both in and out of the ring. He has also been spotted behind the wheel of a sleek black Mercedes-AMG G63, a powerhouse SUV that blends strength with sophistication, much like Bivol himself. His love for speed extends to the Ferrari 488 GP, a stunning supercar known for its blistering acceleration and precision handling, an apt reflection of his fighting style. For daily drives, he prefers the understated luxury of a BMW M8 Competition, a car that delivers both comfort and unrelenting power, much like the champion who owns it. Beyond his cars, Bivol's wealth is evident in his high-profile endorsements, having secured lucrative deals with globally recognized brands like Everlast, Monster Energy, and Nike. These partnerships, combined with his fight earnings and strategic investments, have allowed him to build a life of quiet luxury, one that doesn't seek validation through excess, but instead reflects the success of a man who has fought for everything he owns. His possessions are not merely symbols of wealth. They are testaments to years of dedication, discipline, and an unrelenting pursuit of greatness. Though he enjoys the rewards of his success, Bivol remains grounded, always keeping his focus on the next challenge. Whether inside the ring or behind the wheel of one of his prized automobiles, one thing remains clear. Dmitry Bivol moves with precision, purpose, and an unwavering commitment to excellence. Before you go, don't miss out on exclusive perks. Click the link in the description to become a channel member and enjoy awesome benefits, like suggesting future video topics, getting early access to new content 48 hours before anyone else, and much more. Your support means the world and helps us keep bringing you the stories you love. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more amazing content. And while you're here, why not check out our deep dive into Sonny Liston's video? Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.